Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sherry's Kitchen. I'm back again. I know it was only yesterday that we met and we made my wonderful turkey a la soy curl tetrazzini recipe, which, true to word, we did finish half of it last night for dinner, so we'll have that for another meal. But today it's Super Bowl Sunday, and I thought we'd have some fun with two of my favorite party appetizers. Now, it's just me and Dale this year, so we probably will be able to have leftovers from these too. But let me show you what I've done. And this is going to be a quick demo because I've done all the work for you, so I can just show you how to put these recipes together. So the first one is a spinach and artichoke dip that I received from my dear friend Kim Campbell at Plant Pure Nation. Kim has a wonderful cookbook here. If you haven't seen this or tried it, I would highly recommend it. She has some very, very tasty recipes in here. This recipe she sent me personally. This is not in this book. She has another spinach artichoke dip in this book, but this she said is her very favorite. So I get to share it with you this morning. So what I did, I made this cheese-like sauce. And I want to come over here, I want to show you what ingredients I put in my Vitamix blender. So follow me. And I will post these recipes, as I always do, on the site so that you can have them available to you to make these if you'd like to. So what goes into the sauce? I put cashews, raw cashews, which I put away already. I won't give you the exact amounts. You can see them on the recipe. It takes nutritional yeast, tapioca flour, little bit of mellow white miso, fresh lemon juice, garlic powder. I used an unsweetened soy milk. You can use any unsweetened plant milk you like, onion powder, and a little bit of sea salt. I put it all into this blender and I blended it until it was smooth, which only took about a minute. I took this over here to a pan and I poured it into a small pot. Now, I turned this on very low heat, and here's the trick to this, and Kim explains this in her directions. It's going to thicken, but it's going to be very lumpy at first. So you keep stirring it until you see it becomes a very smooth sauce. See how nice and smooth it is on a very low heat. I cooked this. Now, it is ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I will take this over to this pan here, and I'm going to put it into this little bowl. And then I'm going to add our filling ingredients, and I'll tell you what they are in a minute. You know, making food is all about prepping, isn't it? I do my best work, it seems, in the morning. I love to get up and cook things that we will have for dinner later so that I have the rest of the day free to do as I please. So this is one of those recipes. You can make it in the morning, you can bake it later if you'd like, and it's really simple. Okay, let me put that down there. Now, let me show you what goes into this cheesy-like mixture. So I took 2 cups of frozen spinach, and I squeezed all of the water out of them, and I chopped it really nice and fine. You can use fresh spinach as well. So let's put that in. I took 1 can of artichokes, and I chopped them up. Put those in. I took 3 cloves of garlic and minced them very fine. I took, I think it's a half a cup of red onion that is also chopped very fine. And I took a little bit, I think a 4th teaspoon of salt and a 4th teaspoon of pepper. And that's it, folks. We're going to mix this up now. Dale's going to come around here and get you a good view of this. Look how pretty it is. And I think the red onions really give it that really great flavor. And the color is beautiful to see a little bit of red popping out. So really thoroughly combine it. You want everything mixed up so the sauce is evenly spread out over all of the filling mixture. There we go. How does that look, Dale?
Great.
Good. You ready for Super Bowl tonight?
You bet.
Who are you voting for? Who do you think's going to win?
I think it's going to be Tampa.
You do?
Yeah.
That Tom Brady, you know, he pulls it out sometimes, doesn't he? Pulls it off. So we'll see how he does. But I think they're both excellent quarterbacks, so it should be a fun game. Anyway, let's put this into a small baking dish. This one seems to fit this recipe perfectly. It's just a little Pyrex dish I have. Put this here. And then you preheat your oven. I think it's to 400 degrees. A little bit on the side there. We don't want that. Smooth it out. And there you go. So you won't be here when I take it out of the oven, but I will take pictures and post these when we're done. So let's see how long we put it in for. We're going to bake this for 20 minutes. And Kim says about halfway through, it's a good idea to stir it so it's evenly combined again. So we'll put that in for 20 minutes. Set the timer. 20 minutes, let's see. Okay, so it's 9:12, so at about 9:35 or so, I'll remember to take it out because I don't have my timer with me. It's being used for another dish. That's it for the spinach artichoke dip. Now, the second recipe I want to share with you is awesome. It is a roasted sriracha cauliflower bites recipe from the Thug Kitchen Cookbook. Now, this recipe also has a peanut dipping sauce. But I'm not going to make that today because I think that these little cauliflower bites are just delicious, just plain. Get a toothpick, put them on a tray, and you can eat them one at a time. But if you like to dip them in something, go ahead and you can make the peanut sauce that he has on his in his book. I've also listed it, and you'll see it on my page. So here's what we do. I took one huge head of cauliflower. And what I did is I chopped them into these little teeny pieces. You can see how small they are. So they're perfect size for a toothpick. I took a big bowl and I put 1/2 cup of flour and 1/2 cup of water into it, maybe a little bit more than a 1/2 cup water, and I whisked it together. I took my plain cauliflower pieces and threw them into the big bowl and just mixed them up until they were evenly coated with the flour and water mixture. I took this put them onto a baking sheet with parchment paper, and I put them in the oven. That was, I think, 450 degrees for about 15 minutes. And that's where we're at right now. So I'm going to take these, and I'm going to put them back into this bowl after I add this sriracha sauce that I made. And here's what goes into the sriracha sauce. Here it is, sriracha chili sauce. There it is. I used Bragg liquid aminos. You can also use a low sodium tamari or soy sauce. And this is just a plain rice vinegar. And the directions, of course, will give you all the amounts that you put in. I put it on the stovetop here, and I just cooked it until it got warm. So now we're going to just put it into this big bowl. This recipe is so easy, it is amazing, but it's really one of the best ones I've ever had for cauliflower wings. There we go. Then I'm simply going to take these cauliflowers that we've already baked for 15 minutes at that 450 degrees. Let me loosen them up here. And we're going to start to toss them. I'm going to get my... might make it a little easier to get them out. Start to toss them into this sauce. Get them all in there. We do like to stick to the parchment paper, but the cleanup is so easy when you use parchment paper. You just have a very easy time washing this pan. Okay, we're going to have to use our hands on some of these because they're sticking. There we go. Now don't throw away your parchment paper yet because these guys are going back into the oven where they're going to brown up with the sauce on them. So then you just stir the sriracha sauce mixture and thoroughly coat each piece of your cauliflower bites. And this is the perfect amount, not too much, not too little. And look how pretty the color is, nice and red. Now they're spicy, so be prepared. And if you don't like as much kick to them, use a little bit less sriracha sauce. I think we can handle the heat. What do you think, Dale?
Yeah, very definitely.
Dale loves everything as hot as can be. He's even, he's worse than me when it comes to that. All right, now what I'm going to do is all I have to do is simply put them back on this parchment paper that we've already used. And you're going to spread them out. I say give them breathing room. They don't need to be touching each other. Give them each a chance to brown. So separate them nicely on your sheet like this. There we go. And it says to put them back into the oven for about 3 minutes. I do them a little longer. I like them to get nice and crunchy and a little bit more brown. So just watch them when you put them back in the oven. You take them out. You can put them on a serving platter. If you want to make that peanut dipping sauce, you can do so. You might take a little bit of cucumber and slice it up and put it on your tray, or some celery, whatever you like. You have my hands up here. You're going to throw these back in the oven. Here they go. You have to remember which oven they went in. They went in this one. Give them about 5 more minutes. All right, let me put the temperature, let me set the timer. I'll say 10 minutes. And I'll check them in 10 minutes. And that's it. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Enjoy the game today. If you're living up north like I am, stay warm, and hopefully these sub-zero temperatures will subside in not too long. And I will see you next time back in Sherry's Kitchen. Bye-bye.